to call this Stump the Chump. You can ask any question you want. It can be about wholesaling. It can be about novations. It can be about if you're into rentals, if you're into fix and flips, if you want to get into some legal stuff. I'm not a licensed attorney. There's my disclaimer. Don't listen to anything that I tell you to do. For all I know, it's the wrong thing, and I'm totally breaking the law. But hopefully I wouldn't be for the last 10 years. If you want to talk about marketing, you want to talk about sales and negotiation, whatever you want to talk about. Ivory, full disclosure, he's not paid to be here. He is a private client of mine. So he may be asking about some specific things that are within our software, within our coaching, or within our education. And if that's the case, you know why you feel like maybe he's a little bit in tune with things that you don't know about. And so we'll just go around the table here. If you have a question, raise your hand. If you think you might have a question, go ahead and raise your hand. Otherwise, I'm going to spend the full 120 minutes right now. It's all going on Ivory. Unless somebody else comes in and they raise their hand, I'm only going to be talking to him. So I'd love some participation other than Ivory. Love him to death, but 2 hours? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, man. What you got, brother? What are we getting into tonight?
So I know you said that you still have my question from yesterday kept, right? I think in text where you said, join on the line, I got your question from yesterday. I think that's what you said there.
I likely did say something like that. That does sound like something I would say. Let me get into this fancy software that I have on my computer that lets me log into my phone, because as of right now, I'm using my phone to go live. But was it text message or Facebook? Yeah, Facebook Messenger. It was text message, right?
Well, here's the thing. So I'll just start over and just so the property that I'll bring it to speed. Okay, so the property that I have currently under contract right now, the rental property. So here's the thing. So I know you said that we are to do the checklist things, but honestly, I mean, just the deal itself, I don't know if it really makes sense because, I mean,
Oh, I knew you were going to say this. I knew that you were going to say. I called this, matter of fact. Last night, Thursdays at 8 p.m., we have a huddle as a client care team. Me and Nate were talking crap about you. Just kidding. But he really was giving a brief about this. And I said, I bet you he thinks that he doesn't need to go through the due diligence because he's uncertain about the numbers. Ivory, you're uncertain about the ARV, correct?
Maybe.
You're uncertain about the repairs, correct?
Yeah.
How do you get clear on the repairs then?
You gotta, correct if I'm wrong, because I couldn't have this wrong.
Oh, trust me. I'll correct you. I got no issues correcting people. How do you get clear on your repairs?
I guess it'd be inspection.
Okay, good. That's step one, is the home inspection. Now, after you get the home inspection, they're going to that thing's going to be 120 pages. You're going to be, this is scary. All the things that are wrong about the house, you're going to see that's wrong about the house. What do you do then?
I mean, you can take that inspection. You can talk back to the seller about what the information you got.
No. We don't want to prematurely renegotiate. What do you need to do after you have the inspection? You're on the right path. Go just one step further. So you've done the inspection. Now at this point, you kind of have a good feel for the condition of the house. You know everything that's wrong with the house. Now what are we going to do with everything that's wrong with the house?
I feel so dumb right now.
No, don't. It's fine. You're new. You haven't done your first deal yet.
I would say I'm a little bit sweating right now. Yeah, everybody says I'm just really nervous, just so y'all know. So I would just say, get pictures.
Okay, well, the home inspection is going to come with pictures. It should come with at least 200, probably 300, sometimes 400 pictures. This is like having...
Is it in that checklist, the thing? I think it's in that checklist.
Yes, it is in the checklist.
I should have just cheated in this one.
You should have. This is the right answer always. I have given you the answers to the test before testing you.
Let me just check. I'm just gonna cheat because I don't know the top of my head. Let's see here. It's under. Give me 1 second. Check this. Okay. Inspection. Okay. Let me see here. Do you file the memorandum?
Okay. Well, you would have already filed the memorandum, hopefully at this point. What's right after the inspection, silly? If anybody else knows the answer, go ahead and feel free to come off mute, blurt it out. Let's see if we can race.
Y'all gonna have to help me because I don't know.
After you get the home inspection, now you know what's wrong with it. This is kind of like saying you went to the store and you got eggs and milk and sugar and flour and frosting. Now, what are you going to do with that?
You're gonna have to ring it up at the register.
Okay, yeah, you already rang it up. You already bought it. Now you brought it home, and now what do you do with
You
those
have
things?
to cook it. You have to put it together.
You make your cake, right?
Yes.
So contractor, Caesar, yes. Or I don't know if you're white or Mexican. So Caesar, I'm sorry. When you have your video off, you can only get so far. If you're my Caesar in Florida, I love you, bro. I miss you. And I still have some of that chimichurri in my fridge. No, you're the different one, but I still love you the same. I have a friend named Caesar. He lives in South Florida that was just at my house a little bit ago. Anyway,
all right.
So now that you have the ingredients, now you got to make the cake. Well, now that you have all the things that's wrong with the house, now we need to organize that and create a scope of work. So we're going to look at the condition of our house and all the things that are wrong with it. And then we're going to go back to all the comps that we chose for our ARV, right? We're like, this is a really nice house. This one's fixed up. This one's beautiful and everything like that. And so we're going to look at the condition of those houses, compare it with the condition of our house. We're going to look at that home inspection. We're going to say, what do I need to do to fill this gap? Do I only just need to slap some paint on it? It's a $5,000 thing? Or is this a $55,000 renovation, right? So gap analysis, right? That's our repair estimate. We've got to take it from the condition that it's in to the condition that ARV says. And we never want to take it above that, right? A lot of folks, especially newer in the game, they want to over rehab houses. They think that they're Chip and Joanna Gaines. I don't care how much A&E you watch, don't do that. Don't over rehab your house. So take it to ARV condition and stop. So you need to go through and build a scope of work, taking your house from the condition that it's in to what ARV is telling you. What do the comps tell you the condition of your house needs to be? By the way, you can use AI to do this. Plug in your pictures. AI, dude. This is the biggest thing on the acquisition side that I love using Claude for. It used to take me and my project manager 3 to 4 full days, 8 to 9 hours. We're talking a 25-hour total to build an itemized scope of work. Now, when I create a scope of work, man, I create a scope of work. We put it in, back in the day, we would use Excel or Google Sheets, right? And each tab would be, we would have a plumbing tab, we'd have an electrical tab, we have a kitchen tab, we have a bathroom, like a master bath tab, and then a hall bath tab, and we'd have an exterior tab, and we have a demo tab, so on and so forth, right? And so each one of those would have the breakdown of what we're doing and what do we need to buy, what material do we need to buy. So what we're doing, all of this, by the way, all of these scopes of work, they're in the checklist. If you click on create scope of work and you go through there, I have given multiple examples of way different houses that I flipped. Some of them are super easy, like lipstick on a pig. I put in $8,000 to here's one that I totally I redid it, the whole thing, $120,000 renovation in this one. So you can see the scope of work and how detailed they are. Literally, I don't just say put, white paint on the walls. No, what are we doing? Satin? Are we doing eggshell? Are we doing semi-gloss? Are we doing high gloss? Like, what room is this going in? What's the RGB? What is the exact paint that I want? What brand are we getting? What's the unit? Are we getting 1 gallons or 5 gallons? And how many are we getting? And what store are we getting them at? Are we buying from Sherwin-Williams this time? Or are we doing Home Depot? Right? So as you open up those scopes of work, you can see that the line item just for paint, it's like 8 or 9 different, how much does it cost? And then to make it totally freaking dummy proof, I put the link. I put the link to the exact paint that I want. And then that's only the paint for the walls. We always use different color paint for the ceiling, right? So that has a line item. And then we use different color paint for the trim and the baseboards. That's a different color. We have a different color paint for the accent wall. That's a different color. We have a different color paint for the exterior of the door or the garage door. That's a different color. So on and so forth.
Well, I have a question. So
Yes.
should I just ignore the fact that I'm getting all this, you know? So I just should just ignore all my worries here. And before you respond, I just want to say this. I've had people outside the program that says this is not a good deal, dude. It's not. Who told you this thing?
Yeah, go look at half the deals that I've done. You should tear that house down, you stupid idiot. Let me put $15,000 into it and rent it for $900. Let me show you. Every single month. This is literally, I just posted about this deal. Every single month. I get this check.
Okay.
From a deal that no less than 20 people said, you should tear it down. I put $20,000 into it. I bought it for 18. I'm all in at 40. It rents for $16.15. We just lowered the rent last month, actually. Now it's.
Can I actually show you the numbers though? I don't. You got to see the numbers. Can you just take a second look?
Sure.
Oh
yeah. Let's challenge the numbers. Hey, by the way, new folks that are coming in, thanks for being here, Danny and Carrie and Steve. It's good to see your face again, brother. If you guys have any questions, make sure to raise your hand. I've already gave my disclaimer. Otherwise, Ivory's going to give the full 120 minutes all to himself, and he'll take it. He'll take it.
Yeah, that's funny. Well, I'm honored. Honestly, you're making me nervous. Okay. Let me see. I'm just going to share my whole screen here. See it here. All right. Okay. All right. So deal. I want to say. Okay. Let's see here. Not this property. This is the wrong one. We go back to. I got this all messed up. I'm still working on this. Okay. So this it's under Kevin. Okay. So. All right. And y'all realize if I say okay, if I say it a lot, it's because ADHD and I'm nervous. So that's why I say okay, because I don't know what to say next. So it's just kind of, you know, but yeah. So you see this is the checklist here, and this is what I'm still going through here on the thing. So but anyways. Now as far as the numbers, let's see here. So I'm still learning how to use this, system here. I'm just gonna deal.
Wait! Don't click anything. This is yeah. I was just hoping to look at the highlights. So go ahead and go back to the opportunity. You might have to. It looks like you're zoomed in a little bit too far, so you can zoom out to 100 and then click opportunity in the top left-hand side. There we go.
Return opportunity.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So ARV is $217. Repairs is $3,000. The seller's walkaway is 1.4. Oh, okay. Well, then let's make it accurate. Go ahead and click edit. How much is needed?
Let's see here. Well, as far as the paint, so we just gave an estimate of if it needed paint, it would be $3,000. But I don't know if that's accurate or not. Maybe.
Let me see the photos. Do you have photos?
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. This is the property here. So that's the outside. That's the back of it.
Where is this? Columbia, South Carolina. Oh, okay.
Yes, it is.
Golly, this is the ghetto of Columbia.
Okay, yes. Can somebody's at my door? Can you give me 1 sec? Is that okay, y'all?
Yeah. Go.
3 seconds. Okay, give me
Go.
1 sec. Wait.
Yeah, Guadalupe, go ahead and ask your question. If we have time to answer it, we will.
Hey man, I just wanted to see what's the best AI or what's the AI you use to determine the repair cost?
I have my own that is within, we call it Deal GPT. So it's trained on all the deals that I've done. It's trained on all of our curriculum. It's trained on so much information that is proprietary to us that only somebody like Ivory and I have access to. However, for somebody who's outside the system, I love Claude. I really would strongly urge you not to use ChatGPT. Not a fan of it. It's not very accurate. When you do feed it this information, Guadalupe, you need to give it 6 bits of data. Let's see if I can remember it. It is bedroom, how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, how many square feet, what is the year built, what is the ARV, what is the zip code. I'll say that again for anybody who's writing it down. How many beds, how many baths, how many square feet, what is the year built, what is the zip code, what is the ARV. Give it those 6 data points. Upload as many photos as you possibly can. And you asked specifically for a scope of work, correct?
Yeah, just like, I go to AI.
Good. I would also upload, after uploading all the pictures, I would also upload the full home inspection report, as well as pictures and details of all of your comps. You should have a minimum of 3 comps and a maximum of 7 comps. I really like to play in the 5 or 6. 6 is kind of like the sweet spot for me. I like to have 5 or 6 really solid comps. Upload photos of those comps. Upload the details, again, bed, bath, square footage, year built, zip code, and ARV of those, and it will build you such a good scope of work, brother. You will be blown away.
Okay, awesome. And can you just repeat it one more time, please?
Yep. Beds, baths, property square foot, year built.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was talking about the app, the website or whatever.
Claude. It's spelled Claude. Claude. Claude is much better than ChatGPT.
Awesome. Thank you, man.
Yeah, brother. Great question. All right, Ivory, back to you, brother.
Okay, so, all right, so this year, okay, this is the back of the house here. You got to go down and get access and stuff.
Is this 2 units, by the way?
No, it's just 1 unit. The basement has 2 bedrooms. Upstairs has 2 bedrooms.
Understood.
So that's the living room there. As y'all can see, that's another room. I feel like I'm being a realtor giving a tour of the house. This right here is another one of the rooms, and that there is like a room next to the living room. So it's like attached to it. And let's see here. That is.
You're looking at this as a rental?
With the DSCR, yes.
Bro, this needs nothing. Do not touch this house. The only thing you haven't shown me is a kitchen and bath, which is the most important thing. This house looks beautiful, though. Oh my god.
Wait. Okay, I know you said it looks beautiful, but trust me, if I snap a finger and teleport you to this property, I'm trying to go there tonight, we'll look more into it, But I'm just saying, if I could teleport you to this property and let you see, it is dirty. It's got mildew, you got mold on the walls. You see a little black spot up there. That's the picture that I took.
Everyone says that it's mold, and then you bring in an actual mold remediation person. They test for mold spores, and it's not. Mold is different than mildew, and people don't realize this. Also, mold is not necessarily a bad thing. Matter of fact, Ivory, if you figured to go into your bathroom right now, you could find mold. If you go to your kitchen, you'd find mold. Guaranteed. If you have a basement, you're going to find mold.
Yeah.
If you have a crawl space, you're going to find mold. If you have an attic, you're going to find guaranteed. I feel like I'm qualified to say this as how much money I've spent on freaking home inspections on 34 states across the United States. You're going to find mold in every single house. My house, dude, like Marine Corps inspection ready. I could lick my window seal right now and there wouldn't be dust on it. That's how clean my friggin' house is. Could you find mold? Yes. Wherever water is present, mold will be there. Here's the thing. When these houses sit vacant, is the AC on?
When I went, the AC was not on.
So
it works, but it was on.
So this is retarded for this homeowner to leave this house with no AC or at least a dehumidifier on. Because South Carolina, bro, is moist. It gets hot and humid. And that just collects on the walls. It collects on the ceiling. It collects on anything. You could walk up to those countertops and rub them and they'll feel a little slimy. But the moment you turn that dehumidifier on, the AC, 2 days, it's going to be gone. You can wipe it away. You could brush it off. You know what mold turns into when it's dehumidified? Black dust.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's not really mold. I shouldn't say that. Mold doesn't do that, but mildew does.
What?
You can wipe it off.
This is. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, this is the downstairs basement. You see the little door right there? That's it's back out. You walk out back. That's the thing there. That's one of the bedrooms, I guess.
You need a.
The staircase needs to be repaired. And as far as that's the end of the tour. So you guys.
This looks so good. I would definitely power wash that sucker. I might even paint the brick. Because
okay, let me give you a list of everything that needs to be fixed. Okay, and I'm sorry to cut you off.
That's okay.
Disrespectful. I just want to let you know.
No, you're good, man.
But so the staircase needs to be fixed because when you walk on the little wood plank that go down, it's like it's broken half. So that would have to get repaired. I think the handrail needs to get repaired. And I think it does need a deep clean because it is gross.
Okay, you're talking like $1,500.
Right. But you know how you step on an original hardwood floor and it's got like that hump on it, and then you walk down a little bit, it's kind of got like a little bit of a curve.
Sure.
Kind of like curves down a little bit. Well, I think the flooring kind of is going up a little bit. So I don't know if that's maybe like subflooring in front of this hardwood. So it's original.
Well, you also have to realize that there's no moisture is getting into that house. Houses should not sit without a dehumidifier vacant. They have to be dehumidified. And when you have hardwood floors like that, as the wood attracts moisture, because that's what osmosis means, as the wood attracts moisture, then it swells and it gets those humps in it. So then you're like, whoa, my freaking floors are all lumpy. No, dry it out with 2 days under regular AC and it's fine. If you're really worried about it, then sand and refinish it. And you've added an additional $1,500 to your budget. But I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't touch that. That house looks good.
Okay, because I had other people that's in real estate investing, and I'm just gonna say this real quick. I've had somebody that's in real estate investing saying, dude, if you do not have reserves set aside and investments and capital, you don't need to get a rental property. You need something that you can at least, like, you gotta have reserves just in case it's a break. Like you gotta have everybody in your property knows that.
Okay, sure. Sure, I agree with that.
But that's the thing, though. That's why I'm wondering if this is a good deal, because if I don't have the money set aside, when I told you I wanted to get into this first.
What's the cash flow?
Cash flow. Let me show you this real quick. Okay, let me go to here. My property's here, and then I click this one.
Hey, that looks good.
Right, but I got 140. I think I still asked for too much. I could have gotten more than that. 143. But I think Brian said this is supposed to be. I think he said this is supposed to be 10% because if you're talking about insurance, 10%. So, and then but I can rent higher than $1,692. I mean, fair rent is $1,900. So
do you know that for a fact?
Yes, I do, because me and JD went to South Carolina.
Then toggle off and wait. Finish that sentence. The South Carolina.
Rent. Well, it was like a website, a governmental website where it's fair market rates. Fair market rates.
Okay. Toggle your monthly rent to Section 8, because what you're talking about is HUD.gov. If you went to a government website, then what you're talking about is Section 8 rents, not fair market value. This is very different.
Okay. So do
you see Section 8? Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, that's it.
So is that the number that popped up?
That number didn't pop up. It was 1900 that popped up.
I'm taking that directly from HUD.gov.
Okay.
So, I mean, at this point, dude, let me just, for all the naysayers out here that are going to say, Ivory, what you're doing is really dangerous. You need to realize that you have somebody taking care of your property management. You're going to pay them $187. You're paying your taxes and you're paying your insurance. You're setting aside $187 for your maintenance, and you have net cash flow of $406. So that's $593 per month. Dude, if something goes wrong, do you think you have unless something goes wrong month 1, month 2, and you're broke as a joke right now, which you ain't. Listen, I literally just had a washer and dryer go out in one of my units last week. I had to pay $1,900 for a new washer, new dryer, installation, and removal of the old units. Guess what? Don't care. I have $8,000 in reserves for that house because I'm laying aside 10% for maintenance. And in addition to that, I actually set aside an additional 5% on top of what it shows here in Deal Labs. I set aside an additional 5% for OPEX, for operating expenses. Don't sweat it. Don't be an idiot and freaking spend this money like every other joker out there.
No, I'm good with money management. I can do that. But can I also say this real quick? I had somebody that's looking to the numbers with me as well. Now he was saying I could have asked it. What we did, he used it a spreadsheet too, and he did come from props, and then I had a realtor do the CMA, I think. But they kind of looked into it. Now he said that my maximum allowable offer should have been 119 for this property. That's what he said. Because I'm gonna tell you something. They bought it for $110,000. And then they bought it in 2024.
Why did said person okay, so here's something that you are making a mistake on. You need rule number 5 in business. There is many rules, but I'm going to teach you rule number 5 to be a successful business owner. Rule number 5 is only take advice from 5 people. People that you love, people that love you, people who you pay, people that pay you, and people who control and regulate your industry. People that you love, people that love you, people that you pay, people that pay you, and people that control and regulate your industry. Or they are where you want to be. Maybe they don't control or regulate the industry, but they are a leader of the industry, right? They have figured out the industry. They are an industry expert, is what I should say. So
right, but I hear what you're saying, Keith. But you gotta understand, the guy that told me this, he's been in the real estate business for 30-something years, and he builds houses from the ground up.
Great. I could find 15 people who are higher qualified than him to tell you the exact opposite. It's not what people say; it's why that matters. Mm-hmm. It's never what people say, because this person, the person previously says, Ivory, you have no business getting into rentals unless you have cash reserves. Well, do they realize that you're going to be cash flowing $600 net per month after you have your debt service and that's not even including the freaking vacancy. You're at $700 per month if we add that back in.
Oh, what about the 6.5 interest? Somebody told me you'd be lucky to get at 6 instead of between 7 or 8 when it comes to DSCR. Is that correct? I think.
Well, it depends on your interest rate. I mean, it depends on your credit score. Your credit score is largely dependent upon your interest. Did I say that? Your interest rate is largely dependent on your credit score. So I'm getting them at 6.25, 6.5, and 6.875, depending on if I want a 3-2-1 step down.
Okay. Gotcha.
I do have good credit.
Okay, because I wish what I could do is I wish I could just teleport and zap these exact people that was the same. This is what I said. I need y'all to come to Keith's thing and tell me.
You should bring him next time. You should bring him next time. Or really, what you should do is you should say, I want to write this down. Let me write down what you're telling me, and then ask them why. Because this person, they probably care about you, Ivory. They don't want you to get into a deal that's in over your head. Have they looked at the pictures and saw that this is in basically perfect condition?
I don't think they did. No.
Okay, so they're talking out of their ass, out of concern, out of a good place in their heart, but are they qualified? Are they knowledgeable? Do they know the things that they need to know in order to advise you? No, they don't. They haven't even looked at the house. So I'm seeing a house that's in perfect condition that cash flows $600 to $700 per month net. I'm not worried about something breaking.
Okay.
The next thing that you said is your max allowable offer should have been 119. Well, what is their exit strategy? Because if they're doing a fix and flip or if they're trying to wholesale, yeah, I probably agree with them. But
okay.
Yeah, because right, the present value is different than the future value. If we were to talk about the time value of money, if we were to look at do you know what I'm talking about when I say financial calculator, the 10 BII that I talk about all the time?
10 BII. Sort of no.
10 BII is the world's best financial calculator. Everybody should get it. It's $20 on the Apple Store and the Google Play Store. So on there, on the very top, on the far left, it says PV. Well, I don't know. I don't know them in order, so I may as well just pull it up. I have the app downloaded on my computer as well. All the way on the left-hand side, I just have to wait for it to load. We have N, which is your term. How many months? Are we doing a 30-year note? Are we doing a 15-year note? Are we doing a 20-year note? So N is how many months is it? Next is I/YR. That's your interest rate per year. Am I getting this at 6.5%? Am I getting it at 7.5%? Next is PV. That's present value right now. How much money? Next is PMT. That's short for payment. What is my payment out? For you, it's $723.09. That's your PI. Then FV. FV is future value. Here's why I'm bringing this up. A financial calculator teaches us that the present value is never the same as the future value if we're ever in an inflationary or deflationary environment. Let me say that again because that was a lot of big words. Present value is never the same as future value if we are in a inflationary or deflationary environment. It means that it would have to be stagnant. Well, we know that inflation is a thing. I think everybody's feeling it right now. Things don't cost as little as they cost 20 years ago. So $143,000 now is not worth $143,000 in 10 years. That might be $243,000 in 10 years, right? And so whenever you're looking at cash now, the price needs to go down. So if I'm looking at a wholesale deal and they need cash now, then my offer is going to go down. If I can make payments over 30 years, the future value of what's the monthly payment? $723. Well, $723 might be a lot for me right now, but in 30 years, how much is $723 going to be? Nothing. In 30 years, dude, $723 is going to be like $200 to us right now.
Okay.
So
now the property taxes per month is being $86, but now I know property taxes can go up, I guess, per year, correct? I think they
sure.
But you can go there.
Sure. And so, I mean, but so is your rent, dude.
Okay.
If you cash flow now, you're going to cash flow later. If you look at the market cycles of house values versus rental rates, there's two things that are universally true in all 50 states. House values can go up and down, and they can go up faster and down faster than rental rates. And how far they move is also going to act as extreme when we look at rental rates. Rental rates are not only much slower, but they don't go as high and they don't go as low. For example, that house that I just showed you the check of, last year it was $1,615. And I had this tenant, I kicked him out last month. We released it last month or whatever, this month. This is May, right? Yeah, it's May. So April, we kicked that person out and we leased them up. And May 1st was my first check. And now it's $1,585. I'm renting that same house for $1,585. So it went down $30. I've actually seen that happen a lot in a lot of places, in a lot of states. Rental rates are actually going down. But how much has houses gone down in the same area? House prices just here in Florida alone have taken a beating the last 2 years, right? A huge beating.
Right.
How much have rental rates gone down? Maybe 4%, I'd say 3 to 4% rental rates. How much have house prices gone down? As much as 20%. It's a big difference.
Okay.
It happens faster with
Well,
house
I
prices.
do apologize if I don't want you to feel like that because the thing is this. I mean, if I just like to get mixed signals from everybody saying, "Oh, this is a good deal. Oh, this is a bad deal. Oh, I think you should do this. I think so." Before you respond, because you can respond. I know I'm like that too. I'm just going to trust the professor here, which is yourself, because you've been doing this for years. Obviously, you know what you're doing. So I'm just, and obviously I paid for the program. So that's the thing. So I need to trust it. So I know you know what you're doing. It's just, I guess it's because I get a little nervous, and yeah, I prayed about it too. Sometimes you have to pray before you make a decision, give it to God. But I prayed about it too, and honestly, like I'm trusting what you're saying. I'm just going to have faith and just trust it. I'm not going to, I'm just going to step out and just do it anyway, because honestly, I'm in the business to take action.
Yeah. Let me just give you an extreme example, because this is something that you need to get better at. Okay. I don't mean to call you out in front of 60,000 people that are all watching this live, but one thing that you do need to get better at is you need to be very mindful of who you're taking advice from. I'm not saying that those people are not qualified, by the way. I've been in real estate for 10 years. He's been in real estate for 30 years. Now, how many years you've been in real estate? I don't give a shit how many years you've been in real estate. There's people who have been part-time agents for the last 50 years, but they suck. Yes, we've all met them. Just because somebody's been in an industry for a long time doesn't mean that they're immediately qualified. I would like to think that I can say I've done deals in 34 states. I run a crew of 9 people. We've bought a lot of houses, and I can look at the numbers. That's probably the most important thing. Who cares about what I've done in the past? I can look at the numbers. Like if I were to go to you right now, Ivory, and say, hey, me and my wife have been thinking about homeschooling our kids. What should we do? Give me an answer. Give me an answer. Should we homeschool our kids or not? Ivory, homeschool or not? What's the right thing? What do I need to do? See, you can't come up with an answer.
No, I can't.
Here's the thing. It would be foolish for you to give me an answer. You don't know anything about me and my wife's, well, you do, but nobody else knows anything about me and my wife's values.
I was going to say pray about it.
Sure. But if I want your feedback, you need to go into a bit of a discovery process with me. Well, what are you guys doing right now? Well, they go to a charter school. Well, what do you like about the charter school? What do you not like about the charter school? What have you been thinking about doing the homeschooling for? What's your reason behind it? So on and so forth. We got to get into the discovery. Why? Because we need to make data-driven decisions, not emotion-based decisions. And these people who are giving you advice are completely talking about emotion-based decision-making, which is a falsity. It's like listening to the little devil on your shoulder. Never listen to the naysayers. You're going to have naysayers. At the end of the day, you need to look at the facts. And the facts say the bank looks at this as a 1.73 DSCR ratio. Go ask anybody who has ever done a DSCR loan, ever, in the history of ever. Ask them. I have a deal. Don't let them look at it. Don't tell them where it is. Don't give them any numbers at all whatsoever. Say, I have a house. I'm looking to get a DSCR loan on it. The bank's looking at it at a 1.73 DSCR ratio. Should I do it? Should I pass? What are 100% of people going to say? Do it. Why? Because industry standard perfect score is 1.2. You're smashing the 1.2. You're smashing it.
Okay.
This is so good. Always
All
make
right,
data-driven
okay.
decisions, and make sure
Gotcha,
you keep rule number 5 in place.
Okay. Now, as far as the memorandum, I'm going to go ahead and I've been trying to get that done, but I'm still waiting for the county to reach back because I've already called the county a good couple of times, and they said they would call me back.
Why you got to call the
about
county?
how I-
Assembly file, dude. It's a 15-minute appointment.
Oh, simplifying. Okay, gotcha. Because there's a video on the checklist. I know there's like a little link. I obviously made it, of course. I went with okay, but I know that link because the guy that's speaking on there, I don't really understand what he's saying. I mean, I understand what he's saying, but I guess his thing it just doesn't make sense. So I'll have to rewatch it. But okay, simplify. I'll use that simplify, and I'll just
Simplify is. Hey, don't be making fun of my freaking virtual assistant. Okay, he lives in the Philippines. He's great. That's Mel. I love him.
Okay.
So for real though, Mel knows what he's doing. He's been a transaction coordinator for 7 years, and that's our process. Is we go through Simplifile, we e-file the memorandum. We get it notarized through notarize.com. And so go to notarize.com. He'll set an appointment, or Miss K will set an appointment for me to show up. I literally hop into a room like this, except it's like an encrypted Zoom room. And you have to like send in your ID ahead of time, like my driver's license. And then I'll have to show my ID so that she can make sure that I really am who I say I am. She goes, yep, that's the driver's license that I saw. This gentleman looks like the picture that's on this photo ID. And then we go through, I sign. They stamp their notary stamp. Boom. Now we go through Simplifile and we file it. We e-file it in the city records.
Okay, and I'd ask my next question, and after this, the last question, whoever else is going to go if they can. My next question is this. Please don't kill me for this question, please. Okay, for this question. I know you're crazy, but anyways. So let me ask this. So is it really worth getting a memorandum? Before you answer, don't answer yet. Because the reason why is somebody told me, I'm not gonna call nobody out, but somebody told me that you only get a memorandum if they're shady. The sellers are shady. You feel like they're gonna go behind your back and take the thing to somebody else. Then if they feel fishy, then you get the memorandum. Somebody's saying you don't really have to do the memorandum, it's optional. You see what I mean? So, and then my second one, I got another property, but I'm just gonna leave that alone. But I'm just gonna talk about it. But no, so with I'm sorry, I'm nervous.
Let's not go to the second thing. Let's just go one topic at a time. We'll talk about the memorandum. How much does a memorandum? So this is how I evaluate go or no go. And everything in my whole life, I draw 4 boxes.
Okay.
And I ask myself, what is the biggest detriment to not doing this? What is the greatest reward to doing this?
Okay.
What is the greatest reward to not doing this? What is the greatest detriment to doing this? So it's the opposite of each one of these. Okay. What's the best thing if I do? What's the best thing if I don't? What's the worst thing if I do? What's the worst thing if I don't? You need to look at this because it's offense and defense. I see life just like a game of football. Sometimes you have to play offense. Sometimes you have to play defense. And 100% of the time, there's going to be a winner. So let's go through this exercise. How much does it cost you to do the memorandum? How much does it literally cost you monetarily, approximately?
Maybe $60.
Great, $60. How much does it cost you if you don't do the memorandum? This is a split decision because the correct answer is it depends. Well, how much does it cost you if you don't do the memorandum and the seller doesn't back out and you purchase the house? Well, it doesn't cost me nothing. It doesn't matter. Who cares? How much does it cost you to not do the memorandum if they end up trying to back out of the agreement?
It could cost you a deal.
Well, let's put a dollar amount to it. To be fair, we're going to compare apples to apples. What's this deal mean? How much money? $700 per month and $30,000 of equity.
Okay, yep, that's it.
Now we're going to go to the other side, not doing it. Oh, hold on. What's the greatest? I already forgot what questions we asked. I should have been writing this down. Somebody help me. How much does it cost you if I do it? Oh, what is the biggest? So these are the detriments, right? Now, here's the positives. So how much does it cost me if I do it? Well, what do I get if I don't do it? Nothing. There's no upside. I save an hour. It's really what it comes down to. What's the good part about not doing it? I do not have to learn how to do this process. The process itself only takes 30 minutes, but things always take us twice as long the first couple of times we're doing it. Agreed? So this task is going to take you 60 minutes. You get to save 60 minutes. What's the good part about doing it? Even if you don't need it, like we went down the other, it depends. What's the good part about doing the memorandum, even if they end up selling the house to you? Okay, good protection. Let's go one level deeper than that, though. What does protection mean to us? Stress-free. That's what I think you meant to say. Yeah, stress-free. I get to sleep a little bit better at night. I'm not worrying about whether or not this person is going to try to dupe me. So
I had a dream that he did it, though.
then the question, well, maybe that dream is leading you to the decision that you need to make. And leverage. Oh, that's a good one, Steve. That is a huge point. Your memorandum gives you leverage. Not having a memorandum gives them leverage.
Okay. Gotcha.
So let me ask you a question. Do you have insurance on your car?
Yes.
You figuring you're gonna crash your car today?
No.
You gonna try to crash it tomorrow?
No.
What if you don't plan on needing the insurance? Then why do you spend $200 a month on it?
To keep you protected.
So is it worth $60 in an hour of your time?
I would say, yeah, it's worth it, definitely. Wait, is that the wrong answer? Okay, wait. Okay, that's gotta be right.
Listen, there is no right or wrong answer. You need to come up with these. I think that there's a freaking very clear answer for me. I know what I would do. Steve knows what he would do. But every person is going, maybe it's not work. Maybe you're a billionaire and I don't know it. And that 1 hour would literally cost you like 400 grand.
I'm not a billionaire, that's for sure. You'd be talking to you. But you get a car, you get a car.
I think that it's worth it 90% of the time.
Okay, gotcha. All right, well, that's what I'll do. And then, okay, Steve, you said get your EMD back expenses. What do you mean?
If you have the memorandum and they want to sell it to somebody else, which Steve isn't in the program, so he doesn't know how dumb that sounds to you and I. But Steve, you ought to know that both me and Ivory, you know what our EMD is? $1. That's right. You've at least gone through the training. You're not in the program.
Can I say something real quick? Before Steve answers, I want to say something real quick.
Yeah.
When I had put $100 on the EMD on the contract, the lady was like, "Oh, that's kind of small for $100. Why would you put $100 on the EMD? That's kind of small." I was like, "Well, hey, I was gonna put $1 down there, but I didn't want to be like, if I put $1, I felt like I would have been like nervous, to put $100 down there. So I was like, let's just do $100. You know what I'm saying? So I did do that because I was nervous what she was gonna say, So I just didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, I know you're gonna get on things like that.
No, I don't. I feel like I beat you up enough tonight.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, but no, so the $1 I didn't do it because I felt like, and also John had said John literally said that put $1. Really did. He said I won't put $1 because the attorney's probably going to say something that you put $1 down there, and they're probably going to laugh if you just put $1. I said, well, he does it all the time. Why I can't do it? He said, I won't do $100. I'll do $1. I just do 100.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, as soon as I realized that I could put $1 on my EMD and people would take it, I have never ever done anything else. I have done $1 for the last 9 years. And I have it has cost me some arguments with some attorneys, and I have the same freaking thing. I always say, why do you want more money? Well, in case you flake. That's really what it comes down to. Okay, Mr. Attorney or seller, if it's the seller who's giving you the feedback. What have I said or done to make you believe that I am not trustworthy or unprepared? When I operate in every capacity, when I show up to a room with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, not counting the note takers, 10 of you, I have no idea what questions you're going to ask. But I have a response to every question. Cold. Why? Because I've done this every other day for 5 years straight with no miss weeks. I'm very confident in my responses. When I show up to something, I show up prepared. I'm not unprofessional. Well, that's not true. I'm not very professional, but I'm not unprofessional. I'm a little bit rough around the edges. Marine Corps makes you that way. But when it comes to how I treat people, I'm extremely professional. I'm extremely prepared. They don't have any suspicion that I'm not going to be able to close. And therefore, there's no reason to inconvenience me because I have a business to run and many other houses that I'd like to buy this month. And if I start shelling out, you get $100, you get $100, you $100, dude, I'd be broke by freaking yesterday. Okay, like nobody's got that much money. I have 3 other houses that I'm putting offers on today. And I'm likely going to do that every day for the rest of the month. Let me ask you a question. If you put $100 3 to 4 times a day, every day, for every month of every year, do you have the liquid cash to do that? Don't answer yourself. I'm not asking you. I'm asking the seller. I'm asking the attorney. That's no way to operate a business. And then I ask them this: what's every business's number one constraint? What is every business's constraint? Cash flow. I read Steve's lips and that was correct. It's always cash flow. So knowing that, would it be responsible or irresponsible of me as a business owner to start bending over to every Tom, Dick, and Harry who wants $100 when I go to buy their house? Or do I just say, do you trust me or do you want? If you do, then let's proceed. If you don't, I'm gone.
Makes sense. Okay.
I'm very pointed with this. So here's the thing though. If you go with $100, you're going to have less of those fights. Here's the thing. My fight or flight toggle is broken. There's no flight for me. I just fight. I like fighting. I'm fine with some respectful and collaborative, constructive disagreements. I love debates. I also love sharpening my axe. I love getting a little bit of practice in, making sure I've still got it. It's fun for me, literally. Maybe John, I don't know who you're talking about. That's right, Steve. Hoorah. Maybe John, he doesn't want that. Maybe he's a little bit, I think I know who you're talking about. But
John,
sweet.
John Race.
Yeah. So John, he's got some fight in him, don't get me wrong, but he's probably got a little bit less than I do. He's probably got a little bit less energy. He's probably got a little bit less desire to go out and hunger to prove myself, to see what can I do. He's kind of already done that. You know, he's very successful. He's closed 800 transactions. They're doing good. I'm still in the point of like, hey, bro, $1. Take it or leave it. I don't need your freaking house. I literally have 700 of the people in my CRM. Gone. Do you trust me or do you not?
That's completely goals. I like that.
Well, at the end of the day, who cares if I didn't have 700 people in my CRM that I was actively working. I had 5. And at the end of the day, I knew my worth. And I have to be able to say, do you trust me or do you not? Listen, do you know what EMD? So EMD stands for earnest money deposit. You know what it used to be called back in 1970? Anybody? Say it. It used to be GFM. GFM. Instead of EMD, it was GFM. Anybody know what that is? Good faith money. But then we have to separate church and state, and we can't have the word faith in any legal documents that are state sanctioned, blah, 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 blah. At the end of the day, it came down to, hey, if I'm not good on my word, you get to keep this deposit. That's what EMD is. That's what good faith money is. So here's the thing. If you don't believe that I'm going to close, why would I put a deposit down? I don't even want to work with you. I have like literally so many other people that I would rather work with better deals, who enjoy me as a person and trust that I'm going to move hell and high water, move mountains to close on this house. I think that the deal that set this for me, dude, was in, I think it was 2018. It's either in 2018 or 2019. I'm 20 years old at the time, or 21 years old at the time. And I go under contract for this house for $1.2 million. I literally had less than $2,000 to my name. The car that I drove, $2,000 car. The car that my wife drove, $6,000 car. We lived in a 2-bedroom, little tiny townhouse. It was so small that my daughter, Yeah, at that time we were in the 2-bedroom. We had just moved out of a 1-bedroom, and our daughter slept in the kitchen. That was her bedroom. And our son slept in our closet. That was his bedroom. That's how small. Like, I had nothing, bro. Here I am, 21. I just put this property under contract for $1.2 million. How in the world am I going to close a deal? $1.2 million as a 21-year-old kid. Ivory, I raised the money in less than a week. How did I do that? It's not because I was good. It's not because I even knew what I was doing. It's not because I have a rich uncle. And it's not because I robbed a bank. It's because the deal was worth $2.1 million and I had an appraisal to prove it. I had $900,000 of spread. Anybody in their right mind who had $1 million was going to fund that because it was at like 55% loan to value. Amazing. I raised the money in a week. Ever since then, good faith money means nothing to me. I can close on any house I want to. If it's a deal, I'll close it. Okay. Yes, Steve, that was the dunce hat story. That's right. Dude, I'm proud of you for going through that course and remembering that. I have a course called The Funding Formula where I teach people how to raise private money. And in the funding formula, I actually teach the story that I just taught on how I did it. How did I find the person who funded that deal? And, well, I'm not going to tell you if you haven't gone through the, well, I probably shouldn't be a douche. And like, if you want to hear the story and you want to learn how I did that, and you don't currently have the course, I'm going to give it to you right here, right now, as soon as I get the link. Totally free. Thanks for showing up to my live. I always give away at least one course on these lives, by the way. So if you're getting anything out of this, James and Caesar and Nancy and Tammy, Guadalupe, Carrie, thank you all so much for being here, genuinely. It's cool to hang out with good people on a Friday night. I know that you could be hanging out with your friends or drinking or partying or whatever floats your boat. It's not really what floats my boat. I'd rather be out here helping people. So thanks for being here. I want to give you something. It's very valuable, not just to me, but to you. It's literally how I raised more than $10 million. I'm going to put it in the Zoom chat right here. There is a link to the funding formula. Listen, when you get there, it's going to ask you for money. Don't pay me. Instead, put in that promo code and you get it for free. I'll say that one more time because a couple freaking people weren't paying attention the last couple of weeks. And they're texting me, this bitch trying to take my money. They're just saying the meanest things ever. He only holds 5 calls to take away 50. Yeah, because your $50 is gonna pay for my mortgage. Stupid. This is free for you. When you go to the page, it's gonna ask for $47. Don't pay me. Thank you for showing up. Copy and paste that promo code live QA because we're on a live Q&A right now. Thank you for your time, your presence, your attention. You're honoring me. I'm honoring you back. Copy and paste that as the promo code. Then it'll take the dollars down to 0. Then you pay me $0 and everybody goes, woo! And we're all happy. Finish that course. I'm not telling you that you're going to raise $10 million, but I've had people go through that and they've raised more than $10 million. I have people kind of half-ass it and they raise about $1 million. I have people go through it and they never take action on it and they never raise anything. So you get to choose. What type of person are you? All right, cool. And for all the people who are live, I'll go ahead and I'll give it to you as well. Matter of fact, I don't actually know how to give it to you. I have to click one of these buttons. Hold on. I need to get better at these live things. Text. And here's the funding formula for everybody who's live. It's showing up on the screen for you. You can click that button. And if you weren't paying attention, it'll take you to my landing page and it's going to ask you for $47. But you don't have to give me your $47. Really, that's because I believe that when people pay, they pay attention. I'll say that one more time. When people pay money, they pay attention with their time. And so that's why I like taking people's money. Now, I do like money. Don't get me wrong. But the primary reason why I take people's money is because when you give money to somebody else, you tend to listen to them. Case in point, Ivory asking me a whole bunch of questions today because I charge his ass every single month. And so he should listen to what I tell him to do. So that's the funding formula. And then once you get there, then you can use this promo code and it drops it down for free. So y'all can use that.
Clearly everybody here can tell that Keith is a comedian, right? If he go full time to the STEM company, he would be a comedian.
You know, I really do like Matt Rife. If anybody knows who that is, me and Matt Rife are the same age. That guy gets me in giggle fits whenever I go to bed and I'm a little bit stressed out or whatever. My wife hates it, right? Because we sleep in the same bed. So I'm over here and I'm watching these Matt Rife videos and the whole bed is shaking as I'm laughing. She goes, "Stop! I'm trying to sleep." All right, cool, y'all. There's no other questions. So we have 2 options. Either somebody grows a pair. I mean, they come up with some gumption. Nancy, you don't have to grow any pair. You're lovely and you don't need a pair. You just, we needed some fresh fish in here. Some fresh fish. That was a Marine Corps thing. We would always say, we'd always call the fresh Marines fresh fish. We need some fresh blood in here with some fresh questions. Go ahead, my dear, and then we'll get to Steve and then we'll close out the evening.
I have a quick question. It's about wholesaling.
Yes, ma'am.
The question is, I know when you send someone a contract, I know how to now get around it, but if you send a contract and you're not sitting on the phone with them and then they ghost you, is there some way to get them to respond? Have you, I'm sure everybody's had that, so that's why everybody says sit on the phone with them and get them to sign it with you.
Yeah, so let's handle, I will answer your question, but let's handle the underlying problem, which is you not sending the contract while you're on the phone. Why are you not doing that?
Because I'm new, so that's why. I know that is essentially what needs to happen.
Do you know what percentage your contract rate will go up if you send it to them on the phone?
No, 100%?
No, it will go up approximately 55%. I have tested this in my business, and at the time that we did this, we had maybe 250, 300 people that we could track their stuff in my CRM, right? I own a CRM company. And so it'll go up about 55%. Let me explain. Actually, what I just said is actually incorrect. If you send a contract and you're not on the phone with them, there's a 55% chance they're not going to sign it and they're not going to call you back. There's a 45% chance that they're going to sign it or they're going to call you back and say, I have a question, I have a problem. Can you walk me through the contract? Okay, so there's a 55% chance they're not. There's a 45% chance they are. So what this means is if you stay on the phone with them you more than double your chances of getting them to sign the contract right then and there. Let me explain the implications of this. You don't need to put out twice as much marketing material. You don't have to spend twice as much time talking to twice as many leads. You don't have to take a whole bunch of sales and negotiation and neurolinguistic programming courses and get certified as some sort of a freaking life coach and all this stuff to become twice the person and twice the negotiator on the phone and level up your skill set. All you have to do, Nancy, is stay on the phone with them. I understand that you're new and this maybe seems really daunting. You're like, oh my goodness, I barely know my contract well enough. Let me ask you, is that a problem? Do you kind of not really know your contract that well enough?
Well, right now I'm working with a company, so I'm the acquisition manager, and so they're sending it out, but eventually the goal is that I will send them out so that I can do it on.
How big's your company?
No, it's not very big. It's
Less than
there's
5?
Yeah.
Great. I mean, have your company switch to my CRM. It will literally, you should put your boss, the owner of that company, in touch with me, because our CRM is $250. And some may say, oh, that's really expensive. First, no, it's not. But the amount of subscriptions that you would be able to get rid of, so REI Automated, there's several. We have Deal Labs, we have Deal Base, we have Deal Stream, we have Deal Bots, we have Deal Feed, we have Deal GPT. We have like all of these. It's called the Deal OS, the Deal Operating System. You want to do more deals? You might want to use a Deal Operating System. It's kind of meant to make more deals, okay? But you can get rid of, do you guys use like PropStream?
We use Deal Sauce.
Oh my gosh. Freaking, I cannot believe this. Okay.
And then all the other free ones.
Do you use DocuSign?
Yeah.
Do you use Go High Level or Salesforce?
I think so. I'm not 100% sure what the CRM is.
What is your phone system?
It's a part of it. It's like an app on the CRM.
Okay, so there's a lot of different softwares it sounds like you're paying for, and you might go to your boss and say, hey, this guy named Keith, he seems like he's a really good looking dude, and he says that we should go switch to his stuff. And they're gonna be like, well, how much is it? And you're gonna say $250, and they're gonna go, oh my God, we only spent $47. Okay, yeah, but you're spending all this money on all this other stuff, and it's not tied together. Inside our CRM, we have all of these things. So it is the lead generation, it is the marketing, it is the scripts, it is the deal analysis, it has the DocuSign. It's literally built into it. You don't have to pay for the DocuSign. I pay for the DocuSign. Your $250 subscription buys a seat. Inside, you get your own DocuSign, right? So, and it's automated. Like literally everything can be automated in the purchase and sales agreement, save for 2 things. So think about all these fields. You probably have about 12 to 20 fields in your purchase and sales agreement, depending on the complexity. All of those fields can be, Tammy, by the way, it's wonderful to see your face. I was wondering when somebody else is going to turn their freaking screen on. I like it when people smile. That's really the reason why I do Zoom and not a phone call. So I forgot what I was saying.
Fields.
Yeah. What about deals though?
The fields in
the fields.
Yeah.
Everything can be automated except for 2 fields. You don't know what you're buying the house for. Like that's what you are negotiating on the phone. So prior to that phone call, you don't know what you're going to buy the house for. You're negotiating. So that has to be done while you're on the phone. Congratulations. This is going to be anywhere between a 4 and 7-figure number. Maybe you're going to have a comma if you're really professional. I doubt that you're going to have any decimals. So literally we're talking about 5 to 8 clicks on the phone. Everybody can do this, right? I'm not meaning to make you sound like this is stupid. I'm showing you like this is so fast and so easy to do on the phone because people are intimidated. It intimidated me, frankly, at the very beginning. Oh my goodness, I have to fill out all of this information while I'm talking to them on the phone. I'm supposed to be an active listener, but I also don't want to screw up this contract because if I screw up the contract and they sign it, then I'm going to get fired. No, Everything is form filled except for two things. Number one, how much you buy the house for. Number two, any wild guesses? What's the other thing that you don't know?
Their name.
Close of escrow. You know, are you going to close next week? Are you going to close next month? Do they need 3 months to move out? Whatever. You know their name. They're in your CRM.
Right.
You know their address. It's in your CRM. You know your company's name should be in your CRM. You know your address. That should also be in your CRM. You should probably know the city, state, county, APN, all of that information should be in, everything's in your CRM. Full EMD, the whole shebang. Presets, autofill. The only thing, when do I close on this house and how much am I paying for it? That is it. And so those are the two things that you need to fill out while you're on the phone with the seller. We're talking, I don't know, like maybe 15 clicks, like total max, date and dollar. That's it, 15 clicks. Can you do that while still being an active listener? Yes. And then who signs first, the seller or the buyer?
Seller.
Good. So all you have to do is send it to them. You don't have to send it to yourself. You don't have to sign. You don't have to type anything. You just send it to them straight away. You will more than double your contract rate if you listen to what I'm telling you to do. This will set you up for success. And you don't have to have my software. Would I love for you to be using my software? Yes, I do make a little bit of money and it will significantly speed up your workflow. Is it necessary? No. If you create a very good template in DocuSign, we're talking way more clicks than what I'm suggesting. You got to log in, username, password, go to template, find the correct one, type in their name, type in their email address, click advanced edit, then go in there, type in page 1, type in page 2. It's a lot more work. But could you templatize it in DocuSign so that it only takes you 3 minutes, 4 minutes maybe? Yes. And should you do that if you don't come on and use Dealbase? Yes, because you will double your contract rate and your boss will be very happy. To answer your question, sorry to go off on that, but I think that it's more important to solve the root of the problem rather than just put a Band-Aid on a bullet hole. The answer to your question is, yes, you can try to get in contact with that person. Call from a different phone number. When you call, dial 3 times. So call them. If they don't pick up, hang up. Call them again. If they don't pick up, hang up. Call them a 3rd time. You may say, that sounds excessive. I don't freaking care what your opinion is. Do that and you will get in contact with 90% of people. Statistics say that I'm right with over 100,000 sellers, more than 1 million dials in my company alone, not to mention the nearly 600 people are using my software that all do this. 90% of people will pick up your phone call. If they don't, no worries. Call them again tomorrow. 3 dials, always triple dial. When you're calling from the other phone number, by the way, never say your name, the company that you work with, or your real purpose for calling. They don't know. They may have blocked your phone number, right? We get that. People will block our work phone number. I don't want to talk to this lady. She tries to buy my house. Call them from a different phone number and say, hey, whatever. Hey, good evening and happy Friday. I was just giving you a call about your house. If you don't mind returning my call, I sure would appreciate it. I'll talk to you soon. God bless. Bye-bye. And then they're like, oh, snap, my house. Unless they recognize your voice. If they recognize your voice, you're dead in the water. Go and get somebody else to call them. But then they're going to be like, oh, my house is burning down. Oh, somebody's locked out of my house. Oh, somebody broke a window in my house. Oh, nobody who's trying to sell them extended car insurance sounds like that, right? So it piques their curiosity, it piques their interest, and they will return your call.
Try that.
Cool. But the root of the problem is just never get off the phone.
Yeah.
Right.
We do recognize that, so that is the goal.
All right.
Yep. Thank you.
Fantastic. Yes, ma'am. Caesar, you're up, sir. Caesar! There we go.
Here.
Hey.
Yeah, hey, I need your help. So actually, I was working a deal with a wholesaler. I'm the end buyer. This is the first time I ever, uh, do this agreement, everything through email and text and calls. So he sent me some documents to sign and asking for earnest deposit to be wired. And I just want to make sure everything is legit. How do I make sure like this is not a scam?
Or is he asking you to wire the funds directly to him or to the title company?
To a title company.
Good. That's an immediate green flag. If you had told me that he was asking you to wire the funds directly to him, that's an immediate red flag. I'm not saying that it would be a scam, but I am saying that the likelihood of it being a scam is like exponentially magnified if they're asking you to wire the money directly to them. The moment they're involving the title company, I feel much better than that. Second thing, have you looked up their business entity in the Secretary of State in the state of the subject property?
No.
Good. Do that. Go to the Secretary of State of, where's this deal?
PA?
Good. Go to Pennsylvania Secretary of State, search for their exact on the purchase and sales agreement, or you guys are doing an assignment agreement. So on that assignment agreement, he has to put his legal name. If it's him personally, his legal name will be there. He's not going to be in the Secretary of State because that's for businesses. If it's an LLC, then or an S corp or something like that, then it will be in the Secretary of State. Okay, he should have a COG, certificate of good standing, for the state. As long as he has a certificate of good standing, then we know that they're at least a legit business.
Okay.
Makes sense so far?
I don't know, they're using a software or a platform that's called Spark Capital Home. I don't know if you heard of it.
No.
Okay. So
who's the person who's selling it to you?
a wholesaler. I don't know him. I just got this deal through Facebook. I, reach out to them. I actually went to see the property today in the morning. I did a walkthrough, and then we negotiated the price, and we came to an agreement. And then he just sent me the documents now to sign, and then requesting the $5,000 earnest deposit money.
Cool. So in the documents to sign, does it state his legal business name?
It does. Let me see.
So copy and paste that. It's going to be under assigner. So there's going to be a line and it'll have the name assigner, and then you're the assignee, right? And your business name should be above that line. Go to the assigner's name, copy and paste that, go to the Secretary of State and
it's
see
blank. There's nothing there.
So
blank.
You're
It's
telling me
just
that he hasn't signed it yet?
No.
Well, okay. That's fine.
This is an assignment of residential purchase contract.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah. So far,
So yeah,
so
my
good.
LLC, the property address, and the date. This is.
What about email?
Yeah.
Does he have his business? You know how people do their signature, and at the bottom they say like Manager, Crown Properties Inc.
No, but you know what? The Spark Capital. That's the LLC.
Great.
Spark Capital LLC.
Good. Then take that and put it into the Secretary of the State of Pennsylvania and see if it's a legit business.
I think they operate out of the state because they're coming from different numbers.
That's fine. He still has to file. If he's done deals last year, then he should already be filed. You have to file. I've done plenty of deals in Pennsylvania. You have to file for state taxes in Pennsylvania. Therefore, he must be registered. In order to file taxes, you first must be registered. That's step one. Step two is now pay your taxes. So he has to be filed in the state of Pennsylvania. Now, if this is his first deal ever in Pennsylvania, he doesn't actually have to file until he closes on the house. Once he closes on the house, title actually won't give him his proceeds until he registers in the state of Pennsylvania and provides his certificate of good standing.
But is there a way I can take this deal to my title company that I worked with before? Just have them deal with him directly, and then we work it out. It out that way.
So have you?
Much more.
Yeah. No, yeah. I love this. And as long as you guys haven't already agreed to use his title company, this is exactly what my third step was going to be.
Okay.
So I'm pretty lazy. Let me just like be super frank with you. I have been literally taught in the Marine Corps, we teach this thing called escalation of force. So it's like, I want to do the littlest that I can for right now. And then when military police training, if you come at me and you have nothing in your hands, but you're being really aggressive, what am I going to do? I'm going to pepper spray you, right? I'm going to create some distance. I might get a baton if you get closer, but am I going to shoot you? No, because I cannot articulate that I am in fear of loss of bodily, harm or limbs or threat of life, right? You just have your hands. Like, you're not going to kill me. So I'm not going to shoot you. I'm just going to do the lowest thing that's one level higher than you. I'm going to pepper spray you. Now you come at me and you have a big old freaking rock. You have a huge rock. Well, now could you hurt me if you bash my head in with a rock? Yes. So what am I going to do? I'm going to tase your ass, right? I'm going to take out my taser. I'm going to shoot you. Now you bring out a knife. Well, now I'm going to go to lethal. I'm always one up. Okay. So this is what we do. This is the same exact principle. I'm sorry for anybody who's like, man, Keith is freaking aggressive. No, I'm not. Okay. I'm a regular ass person who just spent some time in the Marines. We do the same exact thing in our real estate business. Somebody brings us a deal and we're like, hey, is this person even like remotely legit? If they have an @gmail.com, immediate red flag. Why would you have, if any of you fools have an @gmail.com, you need to immediately change this. That is the biggest red flag from anybody who's been in the industry. Stop that. You look like a scammer from, don't.
My email is Gmail.
No. $16 a month gives you a domain, a real email address with a real domain. I don't care if it says pinkfuzzybunny.com. I don't care. It better say something other than gmail.com. Okay? You have
so I did check it while we were live now on the Secretary of State.
Yeah.
And it says it's active in Pennsylvania since 2018. So I think
this is real good. Real established business. Okay, so check this out. Let me go back to this because it's important that I teach the concept of this escalation of force. Again, we're live with a whole bunch of people watching. I don't want people to be like, he's lost his marbles. This guy's talking about killing people or whatever. You need to, the very basic thing is like, what is this email address? If it's an @Gmail, my hairs are up, if you will, back of my neck, standing up. I'm on alert because I have been scammed. And a ton of people have tried to scam me. Only a couple of people have been successful that were really good. Starts with an @gmail.com. Next thing, if he was asking you to wire the funds to him directly, immediate no. Never, ever. Maybe if it's $1. If it's $1, I don't care. If it's $10, I don't care. If it's $100, I probably still don't care. We're getting to the point now. It's like, you're just wanting, like at that point, you may as well just give me your Venmo. Like, why are we even wiring funds? Stop. I Venmo more money than that to my friends. So everything needs to go through a title company. That's the proper process. 100% of the time, you should go through the title company. As soon as they've passed that sniff test, great. Now we're on to the next step. Again, I'm lazy, Caesar. I don't want to be going and doing all of this stuff. I want to sit at my desk, and this should all be done in like a 60-second period of time. Now, at my desk, Secretary of the State. That's the next escalation. That's the next easiest thing. If he passes the Secretary of State, there's only one last thing to do. Who knows what it is?
I don't know.
At this point, we've established that they're a real business. So what would be the next level of, who's your avatar? Who do you want to work with? I don't want to do business with any old buddy who's been in business. Just because you have a business doesn't mean anything to me. What do I care about? Nope, that's too hard, Steve. I'm lazy, remember? Steve said, talk to the title company. We're not to the escalation. Okay, good, Tammy. Oh, that's good. That's a cousin of what I'm looking for. But BBB is right on par. What is one thing better than BBB? I should use the word better. I should use the word proper. What's one level more proper than the BBB? Because the BBB is going to tell me whether or not you have good ratings or bad ratings, right? But that doesn't really tell me the merit of the person that you are, the man behind the curtain. That maybe you could put on a front, right, and have good BBB ratings, but on the back end, what do I care about? Litigation, previous litigation. I want to know how many people have sued you. What did they sue you for? All this is public record. So that would be my next level, Caesar, and then I would take it to the title company.
How do I find that out?
Google their name and top lawsuits afterwards. Google their business name, the state that they are domestically registered in, and then the word lawsuits.
Oh, we got one.
Again, just because you've been in business for 8 years doesn't mean that you're a good person to do business with, right? Just because something exists, just because a home exists, doesn't mean that I want to move my family into it. Just because a school exists doesn't mean that I want to put my kids into it. So don't read it out loud. It's none of our business, nor anybody who's live, because they can all hear you. But read it. And here's what I'll tell you. Anybody can sue anybody for anything at any time. Anybody can sue anybody for any reason at any time. I have been sued multiple times. Does that mean that I'm a bad person? No. It means that sometimes people try to take advantage of you. It means that sometimes you have a target on your back. You guys have heard the term frivolous lawsuits. We're just going to sue you to try to squeeze some money out because we know that you have money. So just because they have a lawsuit doesn't mean that they're a bad person. But I am going to read up on that lawsuit and see what happened with it. You guys can Google my lawsuits. I got sued last year for breaking TCPA compliance. I texted somebody outside the hours. Didn't know that they moved to California. They had an Indiana time zone phone number, so I figured they're Eastern Standard Time. I don't know who moves to California these days. Of all freaking states to move to, you decide to move from Indiana to California? We're retarded. I'm from California. I'm allowed to say this. Anyway, I didn't know that, and he didn't notify me. He didn't say stop. Nothing. Just sued me. At the end of the day, was I wrong? Yep. Did I pay up? Yep. People make mistakes. So take that with a grain of salt, Caesar, and then move on to the top company. At that point, if they pass the sniff test, listen, if they got a lawsuit because they beat their wife and caused bodily damage and then the family freaking came after them, I'm probably not going to do business with you, right? If you were embezzling funds from your previous employer and they caught you and they threw you in prison for a little bit, I'm probably not going to do business with you. I'm going to do a little bit of a background check on each person. I have private investigative software, so it's really easy for me to do this. All I need is a phone number, email address, or a physical address. Done. Any single one of you, if I even know where you live and your approximate age, like I can find you. And all of your records, every police record, everything. You would be amazed at what you can find online. It's crazy. Do a little bit of a background check, and then go to the title company. But it's not until I've done all of the super simple, like all of those things take me, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, maybe total. Shoot, I'm going to be on freaking hold with a title company the whole time. So I'm going to do all of those things first.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. It sounds good so far, though, by the way. I'm feeling pretty good about this.
Thank you.
There was somebody else who had their hand up. Tammy, did you have your hand up?
can't find the hand thingy. I
Oh,
don't know where it is.
well,
But
let
I
me
do have,
teach you again that we're going to go. So do you see at the bottom of your screen where it says share?
yes,
And then the left of that?
nothing left of that is a heart for sending hearts and stuff.
Oh, no kidding. You need to update your Zoom because just in between the heart where it says react and the green square where it says share, there should be a raise hand.
Okay,
Yes.
I will do
You
that.
might need to update your Zoom, or if your Zoom is updated, then there's some it's called reactions. You actually have to turn on reactions inside your settings so that you can raise your hand.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll check that out.
Anyway,
But
go
I
ahead.
think that's
I'm
a
sorry to leave you
question.
waiting so long.
No, that's okay, fine. I've learned a lot, but I'm trying to pick some low-hanging fruit. We've talked a little bit about my situation. I'm
Yeah.
still trying to wholesale. And I hooked up with a wholesaler and was gonna JV some deals. I have a pretty good buyers list, but I haven't reached out to a lot of them to actually build a relationship. There's one though that has been texting me weekly, asking me if I have any deals for the last 3 weeks. So I told him yes, and I have sent him like 3 deals from this one wholesaler, and now he's completely ghosting me.
Do you know why?
No,
Because the deals that you sent him weren't deals.
well, I don't have a lot of experience, but they looked like good deals to me. I mean, I tried to pull the ARVs and comps myself on them before I sent them. But like I said, I haven't done one deal yet, so I'm very inexperienced.
Are you using my software Deal Labs yet?
No, I'm working with a coach who set me up with Podio, Deal Machine, and Batch Dialer, which I canceled Deal Machine this month, and I'm about ready to cancel Batch Dialer because I can't keep putting out without making money. And I thought, well, I'll just work on JVNs and see if I can get something a little bit quicker than cold calling myself to try to get a deal under contract and then try to find a buyer to work with.
Yeah. Do you happen to have one of those properties that you sent him? Do you happen to have the address and the ARV on you?
I do have it. Let's see. I have to pull up my email. Let's see here. And I'm using Google phone numbers.
That's
I'm
fine.
not using my
No, I don't care.
retail phone. And oh my gosh. I don't know. I have to try to find it. I'm slow at this stuff because I can't see.
Okay.
I can send you the information if you want to get back with me
No,
on
heck
it.
no. I'm willing to spend the time now. I won't be able to spend. I'm not willing. I'm no longer. Offer expires in 3 minutes.
Gotcha. No
So
problem.
here's what I'll need. Here's what I would encourage you to do. So, this is my software. It's called deallabs.ai, and it starts off at $50 and it maxes out at $100. So just literally one of those things that you were talking about. I'm not trying to take you away from Deal Machine or Batch Dialer. I actually know the owner of both of those. But if you're going to get rid of them anyway, and if your intent is to, number one, save some money, and number two, get solid on your numbers so that you're actually passing somebody deals and not duds, then this will do both. So give me an address that you know something about. I don't need to know why you need to know why you know about this address, but I need an address.
Indianapolis is the market. I believe there was a East 25th Street house that needed a complete rehab.
No, like a house that you know the value of, like an address that you know the value of.
Oh, gosh.
This could be a friend's house, a relative's house.
Don't steal my address. I'll give you my address.
I'm not going to steal your address. I'm going to plug it in.
I'll give you my address, 17100 Stone Church Road, Laurel, Indiana.
Oh, you're near my aunt and uncle. That's cool. So if you were to plug in an address into Deal Labs, you can search it. And what it's doing right down here in the bottom right-hand side, you can see initializing AI pipeline, step 1 of 23. So it's going to go, it's actually, it's going to go through these pretty quickly. I promise it's not going to take forever. But what it's going to do is it's going to scrape a whole bunch of information and find information about your house. Now, your house is not listed, correct? It's off market.
Off market.
Cool. So it's not having an easy time right now. It can't like just go in and scrape the information off of Zillow because your house isn't listed. But
we're very rural too. There's nothing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is gonna be very fun. I actually haven't tested something out. You're really actually close to my aunt and uncle in Indiana there. I have to drive.
Brookville? Are they near Brookville?
No. My goodness, it's been so.
I'm east of Indy. I'm between Richmond and Indianapolis.
Man, I would have to actually look at my Google Maps to see where they live. Anyway, I think that I can come here. It says no properties found. So what it's going to do is it's going to search a whole bunch of your information. And what we're also doing in the background is we're buying a whole bunch of data on all of your neighbors. So basically what we do is we buy the closest 100 houses around you and we see, are there 4 solid comps here? We're really shooting for 6 and there has to be at least 3. So we'll go out, we go out a quarter of a mile. Then if we don't get it, then we buy half a mile. Then if we don't get it, then we go 3/4 of a mile, 1 mile, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.55. 5 miles? Dude, we better be able to get freaking comp after 5 miles.
Dude, I had the appraiser had to use 1 mobile home comp for my house.
No, that's not. But your house isn't a mobile home?
No.
Yeah, you can't use a mobile for a stick build. That's craziness. So here's what I'll do. I'll come into Deal Economics, and I'm going to click on AIV. So AIV stands for Artificial Intelligence Valuation. What this is going to do is it's going to buy a whole, what we do in the background is we buy up. This only costs you 30 credits, by the way. And you get 1,000 credits on the low version, on the starter version of Deal Labs, and you get 5,000 credits if you spend $100. So it's twice the cost, 5 times the credits. AIV is like a cheat sheet. I mean, how long would it take you to pull comps? A long time. Like, let's say it's going to take you probably at least 10 minutes. And as a newbie, maybe even longer, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I mean, how long are you going to sit there and scrub? Where this should be able to do it in about 5 seconds. So potentially less. Here's what I'm going to do. Like, literally, I cannot fake this. I'm clicking live. You will be able to watch my finger click the button right here. Here's my finger. 3, 2, 1, click. Dang it. All right. So you were right. High risk analysis. It says we bought all the data. There's no freaking comps for this house. Unable to find sufficient quality comparables within acceptable parameters.
I just pulled up the address of one of these deals if you want it.
Oh, dope. Let's do it.
It's 2916 East North Street, Indianapolis, 46201.
Let me fix one thing. Look at that. East North Street. Good.
Yeah, this is one of the deals that I sent him.
What did you think the ARV was?
I think if he's going to use it for rental property, it's a lot different. If he's fixing it up to sell as a single family to a homeowner and they're trying to upgrade the neighborhood in that way, it's gonna come in around $250. If they're gonna use it for rental property, I think it'd be a lot less.
Like, how much is a lot?
I would say 200. Because I mean, you're not gonna put the money into a rental property that you would put into rehab and fix up to sell as a single family. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So let me ask you this: for the property to go from the condition that it's currently in right now, all the way up to an ARV of $250,000, what would you estimate the repairs to be to take it from as is condition to full ARV value?
I was told 75.
75. Now to get it up to rent ready condition, which you figure is going to be about $200,000, what is the rent ready rehab?
I'm guessing, because they said it needs a total rehab, so to me, that's drywall and everything. I'm guessing probably 50, and that depends too, on your suppliers and contractors.
Yeah. Okay, so $50,000 to get it into rent ready condition.
Yeah, if it's down to the studs and needs a complete rehab, I would say 50. Would you?
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen pictures of the house. Do you have pictures?
I did have pictures.
No way. Okay, so this is an on market. Oh no, it's off market. Okay, 3 price cuts. It was listed. Check this out. This is good. Do I have this right address, right? Is the zip code 46201?
Yes.
Legit. So this actually was already in my software. And the only reason why I know that is because it's off market right now. So how in the world would my software know that there was price cuts? Well, it's because this was already scraped. This is already scraped by another user during these times. They had started this house at $125 and they ended up lowering it all the way down to $79,000. So they took a $46,000 haircut. It took them 5 months to lower it 3 separate times during this time. Now let's look into the deal economics. We're going to do the same exact thing. So you figure it's going to be $250,000 ARV. Check this out. We're going to click on AIV, calculate. Nope, 203.
See, that's what I figured, if it was going to be around a rental property.
No, but this isn't as a rental property. This is as a rental property.
Gotcha.
133 is as a rental property. 200 is, so this is the classic newbie wholesaler JV, not to like label you and overgeneralize things, but this is what I see all the time. I get about 100 actually. So man, if everybody had their screens on, I would ask you, how many of you have had a conversation with me on Facebook Messenger in the last 2 months? And I'm pretty sure every single one of you are going to raise your hand. I get about 110 Facebook messages per day. The most common thing that I see, there's 2 problems with everybody's deals. You know how many deals I see per day? It's far too many. And really what I should say is properties, duds, prospects, leads. None of them are deals. There's 2 things that are wrong with almost every single one of them. Number 1 is an inflated ARV. So the actual ARV on this, Tammy, I guarantee you, it's $203,000. And the high is $214,000. The highest comp that has ever sold in that neighborhood is $214,000. We're nowhere close to $250,000. You're $50,000 over. You done screwed up. Now let's do the rehab estimate. Does this have photos? This doesn't have photos. So without photos, I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to try it. We have this. Oh yeah, we can't because there's no photos. Upload photos or run a search to fetch listing photos first.
I think there's photos on Redfin, but they sent me photos, but I just can't pull them up that fast.
If you had photos, then you can upload up to 60 photos. And what it will do is it will estimate the rehab for you. I am here to tell you we have the best software when it comes to giving you an accurate estimate as well as scope of work. There's nobody who comes close to, at least not that I know of. Like, I'm very good at rehabbing houses, and I have rehabbed a lot of houses, and I'm very good at it. I'm also own a software company. I am a pink unicorn with butterfly wings. Like, you're never going to find somebody who is actively rehabbing houses who is also building software.
That's great.
It's a Venn diagram that you will never see again. And so I'm here to tell you this stuff is locked on, but here's the thing. We use the photos. I have to see what the subject property looks like in order to tell you what needs to be fixed.
Okay.
Otherwise, we're comparing X versus this house, and this house, and X is an unknown variable, right? So let's analyze this deal super, super quick. As a rental, if we bought it for $78,000, my goodness. The problem with this is, yeah, it would cash flow $353 if it didn't need any money. But if we got to buy it for $78,000 and then put in $75,000, now we're at $153,000. Now we're breaking even. You sent him a dud. And
okay, so there's a lot more duds out there.
Oh, yeah.
Let me. That's not really responding.
Let me give you some statistics.
I wanted some deals.
Let me give you some statistics. So
Sure.
I've run PPC for 7 years. If you were to look at my deal to lead triaged, so how many people, not just leads coming in, not just leads that we connected with coming in, but leads that we connected with and triaged. If you were to take that number as the numerator, or excuse me, as the denominator, and how many deals I've done, about less than 3%.
Gosh.
97% are duds and 3% are deals. Those are the real honest to God numbers.
That's discouraging.
No, because those 3% will make you $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a year.
Wow. Talk about a needle in a haystack.
Yeah, but really, here's at the end of the day, you need to talk to 22 people a day.
Cold calling?
Nope. It doesn't.
That's what I'm doing. I'm cold calling.
Well, shoot, if you're cold calling, you better start warm calling. Because these
That's
people,
what I mean.
hold on, you said that you're cold calling. You're using Deal Machine and you're scraping batch and you're plugging it into a dialer. That's cold calling. What you're doing is cold calling. It's cold. That is so. You know how much I would pay for that?
Nothing.
$5 an hour for a Filipino
Serious?
or a Pakistani virtual assistant or a South Africa or a Colombian. I'm not doing that myself. You're worth more than that, Tammy. You're worth.
Yeah, I don't want to do it. I'd rather buy the leads. I would rather take the
No,
money that I'm
sure.
spending on that.
But if you're trying to save a couple $100 by getting rid of batch and the other thing that I can't think of the name of, Deal Machine, you can start warm calling. So what's your primary market? Indianapolis, you said, right?
Yeah, Indianapolis and Cincinnati. I live right on the border.
Okay.
Between both.
Well, I'm gonna actually scrape here, and I don't want to spend a whole bunch of money on this just to
That's fine.
prove a point. So here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna get. Why does that? You stupid. 500. Fine. Let's look at only 3 bedrooms. Let's look at only single family. And let's look at price range is maxing out at $250,000. And that's it.
You already have me sold on your software.
Good. I hope that I'm about to sell a whole bunch of other people that are watching me live right now. So I'll explain really short. This usually takes about 3 minutes. There's 23 steps that we go through, right? So determining seller's motivation. How do we determine the seller's motivation? Well, because we're reading their listing description of the house. What sort of language do they use? Do they say beautiful architecture and move-in ready? Or are they saying needs TLC and need to sell fast as is
Right.
condition, right? We're also looking at what we call inherent nonverbal communicators. Inherent nonverbal communicators. That means that maybe the listing description sounds fabulous. House sounds clean, sounds well. You know, they're like, house is a little bit dated, but is well kept, meticulously maintained. Fresh coat of paint, 2023. Floors redone, 2022. Newish roof, 2018. You know, like you're like, all right, these people they cared about their house. They were doing some things. But there's been 9 price reductions over the last 7 months, totaling $74,000. That would be an inherent nonverbal motivating factor. You're not telling me that you're motivated. When I read your listing description, there's nothing here that screams, I'm motivated, I need help. But you started at 340, then you went down to 321, then you went down to 309, then you went down to 299, then you went down to 291, then you went down to 276. Then you get my point? You're telling me without telling me that you need to sell your house, and you're going to keep on coming down. Okay. So man, I talked on that one freaking thing, and here we are. There's 23. I don't have enough time to talk about all 23 things. What we're doing, checking days on market. That's really simple. What is today's date? When was the original listing date? What's the delta? What's the difference? That's days on market. Next, detecting price drops. So every single time we can see that there's a new date with a new price, we log that. And we see how many price drops total. What is the sequential, what's the, oh, I don't know the word, cumulative amount of money you've dropped. So like that one, I forget what it said, but it said like it dropped the price 3 times, and it was like $60,000 price reduction. Well, the first one was 20, the second one was 20, the third one was 20. That's how they get the $60,000 price reduction, right? So building deal summary. So those are the numbers. Analyzing market trends, perplexity. So we're buying data from a whole bunch of different data providers. We're having AI analyze those trends. Hey, are we in an appreciating market? Are we in a depreciating market? Are people moving to this market? Are they moving out of this market? Calculating investment potential, LLM. So we're using a large language model. We're using AI to calculate the investment potential. Am I going to lose money? Am I going to make money? Checking property history, evaluating neighborhood data. How are the schools? What's the criminal rating? So on and so forth. What's the safety rating is what I meant to say. Integrating properties for your account. Okay, this is the final step. At this point, we're just kind of cleaning up, making sure that there's no nasty bugs or anything that are going to pop up.
I do remember something that might be a little bit important.
Sure.
I just remembered that on this street, there is 2 brand new house builds where they tore down and came in and built new houses.
Okay, so that's good for the area. That doesn't say anything about your house though.
Well, those houses probably sold for around $250 if they're brand new.
Yeah,
Maybe.
but what year was your house built?
This is an old house. It probably needs to be knocked down.
So you can't really compare a new build. Think about your insurance. If you guys have ever bought a new house, like right now, if you were to buy a new house, me and my wife are looking at building a house, and so my goodness, one of the benefits here in Florida about building a new house or buying a new house is your insurance. It is so cheap because we have hurricanes here in Florida, right? So the windows are hurricane proof windows in all the new builds these days. So you don't even have to put shutters up. Where mine, they're just regular old double pane windows like the rest of the country. And so there's things like that. Same thing with the walls. They used to build, the first story was brick. The second story was wood. Man, my voice is so weird right now. First story was brick. Second story was wood. Well, sometimes the hurricanes are so strong here, you actually have to have brick upstairs too. Otherwise, your top floor is going to go sweeping away with the wind and the water and such. And you're just remained with an empty shell down below. And so then there's not just hurricane rated windows, but now there's hurricane rated walls. There's hurricane rated roof. There's all these cool things. Energy efficiency also. All of these things knock down your insurance, like significantly. Like my insurance in this relatively new, but like plain old house, 2017, I think is when this house was built. We're looking at building a brand new house in 2016. My insurance would be about 30% in a new house that costs $200,000 more than this one. Would be 30% of the insurance in this house. Bunkers. So these are things to be mindful of when you say, oh, well, right down the street. This is a really common thing, by the way, for sellers to say, well, this house right down the street sold for X amount. Well, yeah, you can't really compare the 2025 build to the 1915 build. Not the same, right? I had this funny story. I used to live in Hawaii 4 years ago. We moved here to Florida. But previously I lived in Hawaii. I was there for 5 years, stationed with the Marines in Kaneohe Bay. And I did a lot of investing in Honolulu, right around Honolulu. And I had this lady call me. She owned a condo. I think it was on the second or the third floor. And she said, I have a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, I think it was like 1,100 square foot condo. I'd like to sell it. And I said, how much are you looking to walk away with? She says, I'd like about 900,000. 900,000. Does this freaking thing come with a patio like straight out to the beach? Like, what the heck makes your condo different? What building are you in? She says, I'm in Lanikai Tower 2, and I'm very familiar with this building because I've done a lot of renovations in it. And I'm like, honey, I don't mean to break your heart, but your condo is not worth a lick over $389,000. $389,000 is the most anybody has sold, and that was on the top floor, which is 12 floors, and you're on the 3rd floor. You have all the road noise. You literally look out to the street. They have no road noise. They have no bugs, and they look out to the ocean. They're sold for $389,000. Yours is worth like $319,000, maybe $329,000 if it's really fixed up. I want $900,000. Okay, I don't really care what you want. How in the world are you justifying $900,000? I'm not about to lose $600,000 because you wanted $900,000. Justify to me how you're getting $900,000. She goes, well, this house right down the street sold, and it sold for $950,000, and my I'm just a little bit smaller than them. And I said, well, give me the address of the house. She gave me the address of the house. It was a single family house. It was a single family house, road front access, about 1/4 of an acre, which is a lot of land in Honolulu. And it really did sell for $950,000. She wasn't lying. She wasn't trying to dupe me, but she felt like her condo was valued at the same amount in Hawaii as a single family house. And we couldn't be further from the truth. So that's just a story that I tell you. Maybe you'll remember it. You have to make sure that you're comparing apples to apples. Now, if you have a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath, single family house, can you compare that to a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, single family house? Yes. They don't have to be absolutely identical. You can compare a 3-1.5 to a 3-2. You can even compare a 3-1 to a 3-2, or a 3-1 to a 3-3, or a 3-1 to a 3-2.5. That's all fine. You can adjust, right? Just that's what an appraiser is going to do. He's going to adjust. He's going to say, hey, this person has 1.5 bathrooms more. I'm going to credit their house $36,000. So that's something to be mindful of when you're comparing to houses when you're doing this. Anyway, you can throw your address into DealBase and do that. Let's see if this thing is done. My goodness, it's taking absolutely forever. And I may have throttled.
When you're looking at those comps, sorry,
Yeah.
is it the same, like, because, I mean, when we get a house under contract, we don't know at first if a buyer is gonna buy it and hold it for rental, or if he's gonna fix and flip it.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of.
You should analyze it for both. No, you should analyze it for both. And this actually does both Deal Labs, which is honestly, I'm gonna be totally transparent with you. Deal Labs, oh my goodness, it started to scrape all the way over. No, I don't want that. I shouldn't have refreshed my screen. I thought it was stuck. I didn't think that it was still freaking working. My goodness. Okay, we have to wait for the whole thing to go again. When you are analyzing a property, you should be analyzing it every way. Now in Deal Labs, it's $50, right? Like, let's be real. I'm not going to get rich off of this software. The purpose for this is for my budget buyers. This is for people who are getting new, for people to dip their toe in, for people to get a taste with really good, high quality data and good principles behind it, an accelerated workflow, AI in their back pocket, right? There's a lot of benefits to Deal Labs, but it would be unfair to compare the deal analyzer that's built in Deal Labs to the deal analyzer that's built in DealBase, which is my CRM. This analyzes it in every exit strategy and every entrance strategy. So what kind of entrance strategies are there? Well, we can buy it for cash. We can buy it with hard money. We can buy it with private money. We can buy it with conventional financing. We can buy it with DSCR financing. We can buy it subject to its underlying mortgage. We can buy it owner finance. We can buy it hybrid, a hybrid of both. There's a whole bunch of entrance strategies. And then what are the exit strategies? Well, I might want to wholesale this. I might want to wholesale this. Sometimes I might want to take it full retail and do a fix and flip. Maybe I want to BRRRR, a rental strategy. Maybe I want to do a novation. What if I want to owner finance and wrap the note? How about a lease option? There's a whole bunch of different entrance strategies and exit strategies that we should look at. Because if you're a one-trick pony and the only thing that you know how to do is wholesaling, you're going to get like 1% of 1% of deals. When I talk to somebody, let me give you some more numbers because I love numbers and I think that we should make data-driven decisions. If you're a wholesaler, you can help about 3 to 5%. If you were to talk to 100 people, you can help about 3 if you are kind of bad, 5 if you're really good. People out of 100, I can help about 70. The more people you help, the more yeses you get. The more yeses you get, the more deals you do. The more deals you do, the more money you make. The more money you make, the more money you can put into marketing. The more the more leads, the more people you can help, the more people you can help, the more yeses. And it's this self-perpetuating spiral up. Okay, so this is why I tell people wholesaling is a wonderful introduction into real estate, but you shouldn't stay there for more than a couple of months. Really, you have to learn other exit strategies, especially in the market that we're in right now, Tammy.
If you were just starting out, what would your ladder be? If you were starting at wholesaling, then what?
You're asking me a very complex question that I'm definitely not going to answer because I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know you, your situation, your past. What have you tried? Your financial situation, your marital status,
Gotcha.
your kids at home, retirement expenses, debt, income, all the whole shebang. So there is a lot of factors that go into me answering that question. But truthfully, like you can ask Ivory. I answered that question for Ivory, and actually on every single deal that Ivory does, I answer that for him. He brings it to office hours. We go over it, and I answer that deal. So with each one of our clients, maybe I shouldn't say this with a private client on the call, but he has his video off, so maybe he's not listening. With every single one of our clients, we basically have a dossier on them. Like everything that I need to know about Ivory is logged. and me and his client success. I'm the owner of the business, and he also has a dedicated client success manager. He's a dedicated executive assistant and a dedicated developer. We, the four of us, need to know everything about Ivory so that when a support ticket comes in and he asks a question, we may need to reference something, right? And so we build this on every single person. I reference them regularly. We redo the briefings every single week on Thursdays. Every Thursday night, 8 p.m. we meet as a team and we talk down every single client that we have. So the reason why I say that, I don't know. Maybe it's to make me feel good. Maybe it's to make you feel good about the care that we have for our clients, and the level of scrutiny sounds like a bad way of saying it, but the level of detail that I want to be able to know in order to effectively guide you. I take a Google Maps perspective on this. You're asking me kind of like, hey Keith, if I'm starting off with wholesaling right now, like what's the next rung on the ladder? Anybody who answers that question, by the way, is foolish. 100% of people who answer that question are foolish. Here's the reason why I say that. When you go into Google Maps, how does Google Maps tell you where you should go? It needs two things. It needs a point of origination and it needs a point of destination. And once it knows where you are and where you want to go, then it plans your route. Once your route has been established, now it needs to track you along your route and tell you where to turn. We take the Google Maps perspective with every single one of our clients. Where exactly are you and where exactly do you want to be? And if you know, again, not to get like super nerdy, but if you were to think about latitude and longitude, it's been a long time since the Marines just dropped me off in the middle of nowhere and told me to find my way out. But we have these things called an 8-digit grid. So your latitude is going to be 4 digits, a decimal, and then 4 digits. And that's your latitude. And then your longitude is going to be 4 digits, decimal, 4 digits. That tells you exactly where you are within, I believe it's a 10 meter by 10 meter distance. It might be 1 meter by 1 meter, but I think that that's a 10-digit grid. An 8-digit grid is 10 by 10. So roughly, if I were to drop a grenade, if I were to drop a bomb from a plane, and I know where you are in an 8-digit grid, you're going to be dead, right? That's kind of why we use 8-digit grids. If we use a 6-digit grid, then it's more vague. It's a 100 by 100. I kind of know that they're right around there. If we were to do a 4-digit grid, then it's 1,000 meters by 1,000 meters. Like they're somewhere in this town. You can't blow up a person if you know the town that they're in. You have to know exactly where they are, right? And so that's the level of precision that we want to operate in. Okay, I'm spending way too much time talking, and I think that my computer is maxed out. Okay. Fun fact about me is the whole time that we've been talking, the entire time that we've been live, I have 5 agentic AIs doing tasks for me in the background. And I'm pretty sure I've maxed out my computer because this is the second time that this thing, if you look right up here at Deal Labs, it's just spinning. It usually takes about 3 minutes. And I'm scared to, I'm just going to kind of do a hard reset here, log out and log back in. And if it's not there, I'm convinced that I maxed out my computer. If it is there, then it's a system UI thing that I need to fix. So we're going to go to searches. Yeah, I maxed out my computer. Dadgummit. Let me show this. No way. Ivory was listening that whole freaking time. Here's what we can do. I just pulled this for a friend. She lives in Portland, Oregon. I pulled 100 properties in Portland. You can scrape in Indiana. You can scrape in wherever that other place was. Do you say Cleveland, Ohio? Cincinnati, Ohio. So go in there. Again, you get 1,000 scrapes. I would recommend, so you don't blow through your credits, it's 1 property per scrape. I mean, 1 property per credit. It's not the scraping where you use your tokens. It's all the fancy frilly features like the AIV, the AIRE, which is the rehab estimate, the AIRV, which is the AI rental valuation. These take up 20 to 30 credits per run. So if you're going to sign up for the 1,000, I got to stop talking. My goodness. If you sign up for $50, it's 1,000. You're going to blow through them. I wouldn't recommend scraping more than 200 properties. So save it for two separate searches, 100 here and 100 there. That way, you can see I scraped 100, but only 5 of them are green. So anything a score of 55 and above are going to be green. Anything 55 to 35 is yellow. Anything 35 and below is going to be red. Okay. Dealabs.ai. That's where to go. You guys are popping up your hands and then putting your hands down. I don't know what to do about that. Ivory, did you have a question, my friend?
Yes, Lord.
All right. You got to go super fast.
Okay, so I just wanted to ask you real quick. I don't know if have you thought about this, and I don't even know if this is possible, but have you thought about like real estate in Canada or internationally?
Yeah, I feel like I have more than enough on my plate that I don't need to be overwhelmed with crossing into international territory.
Okay. I just thought about that. I'm just like, this world is so huge. So I'm just like wondering if that was possible to do that.
Oh, 100% is possible. I have a lot of friends that do it. I have a ton of friends that do it. I have friends that are building houses in Mexico, people who are flipping houses in Canada, doing stuff in Africa. Like, yeah, it's absolutely doable. Am I going to do it? Probably ever? No. Unless I go build houses like with my church somewhere, I'm not going to do anything investing wise in my business.
Okay.
James, 2 seconds, go.
Sorry about that. My question, as far as with the Deal Labs software, only way that it does the repair value is you have to take pictures.
No, I think that you were bringing that up because the house that I was looking at for Tammy was off market, so there was no pictures of the subject property address. If you're scraping because the house is listed online, whether it's Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, Fizbo, for sale by owner, Zillow, MLS, whatever, then it's likely going to have listing photos. And so we'll be able to analyze the listing photos.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so that way you can kind of like determine what's what as far as what the offer. Okay, but you can scrape anywhere in the country with that software, correct?
That's correct. Anywhere in our country.
Okay, gotcha. Thanks.
Can't go any, Ivory next level stuff and go up to Canada or anything.
Gotcha.
All right, fabulous. Oh
Let me ask
yeah.
you a question.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if it's proprietary. I was telling you that I was gonna do Google, but I just didn't like the guy who I was talking to. Do you have anybody that's proprietary, somebody in your group that does the Google?
Depends. What's your budget?
Probably like $2,000 a month, maybe.
$2,000 a month total, or $2,000 for
total.
So including the PPC management.
No. I'm sorry. Outside, that's just for the pay-per-click. The management would be extra. I'm assuming.
Yeah, the management, depending on the type of manager that you get, it's typically going to be. Nancy, thanks so much for coming. Have a wonderful night. It's typically going to be about $1,000. Kind of
reasonable.
Yeah, a lesser expensive one. Maybe I have a great friend. I've run millions of dollars through him. Many of our clients use him. He's a great friend. He's honestly awesome. His, I think, is $850 per month. Super reasonable. The more expensive ones that I've used have gone all the way up to $5,000 per month. But if you're running, they're not even going to take you on as a client. Those are people who are going to be running ads like $20,000, $25,000, $30,000, $35,000, maybe even more than that. If you're
the guy you're talking about, is he in the group?
No, he's not in our group. Well, is he in the Facebook group? Yes. Is he a client? No.
Okay.
So he's not a client. He has no affiliation. He's not an employee. He's not a contractor. we're just friends, and I refer him business because he's taken really good care of me, and I trust him to take good care of our clients. If you'd like me to put you in contact with him, I will.
Oh, yeah, that would be cool.
Great. Do I have your cell phone number?
I don't think you have a cell phone.
We're on Facebook Messenger, right?
Correct.
Okay. My phone died while I was live, so I'll need to start it up. But as soon as we end the live tonight here in a couple of minutes, I will hop on Facebook Messenger. I'll put you in a 3-way chat with him and give you a quick intro.
All right, bet. Thank you.
Cool. Yes, sir. Let me write that down so I don't forget. All right. Fabulous, y'all. 2 hours and 10 minutes in the books. If you need anything, you're going to have to wait till next week. I'm trying to do these every week. It's likely going to be, I'm feeling pretty good about this whole Fridays at 6 p.m. Sometimes I'm not going to be able to do it. My son's getting into All-Stars with baseball over the summer. So it's kind of a big deal. And if there's a game, frankly, I'd rather be hanging out at my son's all-star baseball game than doing it live. So this is just my way of giving back. If you have any questions, though, hit me up on Facebook. Tell people about this. I'm really trying to get at least 25 people to these lives, by the way. Today, we maxed out at 12, so we're at half capacity. If you all don't mind, make a little bit of noise. Post, tag me, tell a friend, invite a friend, comment on stuff that I'm putting on Facebook. I genuinely, I would so appreciate that. And bring some more people here. The more people here that are here on the live, the more people I can help. And frankly, that's the reason why I'm doing it. So thank you all for giving me your time, your presence, your attention. Love you all. Have a fantastic Friday. Enjoy the weekend. We'll see you guys next week. Take care.